The point that no one wants to acknowledge is that there was a time in making films, and we've had people who, Roger Simon, who's out there in LA, he's talked about this on this program specifically numerous times. And I've had Jeremy Boring on to talk about this. A lot of the films that used to be made, I guess back when our grandparents even were kids and our parents were kids, a lot of these films were all the sourcing and the money for production and all of this stuff. A lot of this capital was raised in the United States. And as a result of that, there was a very different tone, and there was a different way of approaching these stories where, they were all very pro-America. They were pro our values, pro liberty, pro freedom. When when you're telling a story, good is good, evil is evil. They're redemption stories, and they were not so heavy. I mean, you didn't have the social justice warrior stuff. You didn't have any kind of unbelievable stories. Well, I mean, sci-fi and that, but do you know what I mean? I mean, you just it was a different time of making film, and we've talked about this, and a lot's been written on this, but now as things have developed and the years have gone by, there's so much now that is so much of the money to fund Hollywood comes from overseas. I can't go to a movie and not see Tencent come up. You guys know what Tencent is? That's like the biggest Chinese production company in the game. They produce everything. What was the film I was watching? I literally sat down and I was watching a film with my family, because we try to do 3 things as a family together every week. And I'm sitting watching something that my son picked out, and Tencent's card comes up and their logo comes up on the screen. I'm like, oh my gosh, this too? I said that out loud. Tencent is the company that made it to where Tom Cruise had to take one of the country's logos off of his jacket because Beijing did not like the fact that it was on Maverick's jacket. So, and there was actually something, I think it was in the LA Times, that was discussing how so many directors and production companies now have to eliminate things or even alter things to keep happy these production companies and the money coming in from China to keep these people happy. And Tencent is one of them. They're involved in everything. They're involved in gaming. They're involved in film. They're involved in television. They are everywhere. They're the biggest player, if not the biggest player in the game. That ultimately, and this is Trump's 80,000 foot view of this. This is his 80,000 foot way of talking about it. That's the heart of what he's getting to. But nuance is dead in this country, and heaven forbid any reporter out there actually discuss what's at heart of the stuff he's saying. We are so intellectually shallow. I honestly feel that the way some of these stories are approached now it's making us dumber. Nobody can have a discussion about anything because we're supposed to be vapid and shallow and only get into 30 seconds deep of it. That's it.